Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bo Waldron and welcome to another inbox review video. This inbox review is going to be of Airfix's brand spanking new tool, 2019's Hawker Hunter F6. It's in 1/48 scale. It's retailing at around about £36.99. So let's take a look at this brand spanking new tool. Nice little box art as well on here. So what we've got, first off, it's all in these, what we got our Canopy stuff in one bag, not too bad. All the rest is in another bag. So let's just pull these out and let's start having a little look at this bad boy. As you can see, already coming out the bag, we've got that cockpit tub all come off the sprue. So we'll have a look at these now. So first off, we have our first sprue. Let's just have a look at the cockpit tub because that did just fall out. As you can see, we have got sort of like nice bits of raised detail showing off some little knobs and dials and stuff just inside there, looking very crisp as well. The actual fuselage section, let's have a look at our main actual surface detail just here. What we have is we've got recessed panel lines. Right, looking rather good. Look like they're going to take a wash rather nicely. Looking along. In all honesty, a little bit on the minimal. It's quite minimal, shall we say, on the detail, on the surface detail, but there is detail there. Hopefully, as you're just seeing, not really seeing any rivets, which is kind of typical of Airfix. I think these are air intakes, or are these the engines or something just here. Again, same level of surface detail. We've got stuff like the fans and stuff just here, and our exhaust area. You know, we've got nice bits of detail there showing off those fans as well. I think these are the air intakes. Let's have a look inside them. I am seeing a ejector pin mark just there. That's probably something you're going to want to take care of, but there is just the one inside there. Inside our fuselage section, not really much detail going on there, but I'm assuming there's going to be detail built up in and around that. So that's sprue number one. We have another piece has come off, so definitely check your bags for all the little pieces. We've got what looks like the nose cone here has fallen off just inside there. That's looking pretty good. Then we have loads of little bits of detail. So we have here we go, instrument display panel just here. That has got some nice detail on there, seeing all the dials and everything going on inside there. We've got bits of wheel well detail and stuff. As you can see, little pipes or hoses and stuff going on inside there. Landing gear doors, I mean, I'm not seeing, yes we do have some ejector pin marks on the opposite side there, but I am thinking there's probably a little bit of detail to go on there, hopefully to cover that up. If not, you'll have to take care of them. But looking at it, we've got lots and lots of different bits of detail. All these wheel hubs are looking well detailed actually just there. Bit of the probably the top part of our ejector seat, nice sort of fine detail there. Not really seeing any major flash as well with this, bit more cockpit detail just there. Right, moving along. Maybe this is what goes into our wheel well doors just here for our legs, maybe. We'll have to check out the instructions. Ejector seat does have molded in ejector. So we've got the seat belts inside there. Although actually it looks like we've got an option here to go molded seat belts and unmolded seat belts, which is a nice little option actually to be able to give us that if we want to probably put a pilot in or something like that, which is rather cool. Landing gear, the flash again is actually looking pretty sort of super actually, not really much flash going on at all. Ejector pin marks on our landing gear, there's none there, which is also rather cool, rather good. Moving along with the next screw just here. We've got probably the better example of the kind of surface detail we are to expect from this kit. Maybe bring you in a bit closer. Hopefully, as you can see, very sort of nice crisp recessed panel lines. Maybe normally Airfix is a little bit big and out of scale, but these are looking a bit more sharper actually, but no recess rivets, right? But it's easy to make recess rivets really these days, so I'm never too bothered about that. But there you go. Bottom part of the wing section, same level of surface detail all around the kit. There we go. Got some fuel tanks just here as well. Both two halves come together. Probably some rocket systems going on just here as well. They're looking rather cool and crisp. Ejector, oh, got some lovely detail actually inside this wheel well section just there. We can see all sorts of lovely, I do believe those are like raised rivets and stuff going on in there, which is rather cool. Very nicely detailed inside there. What we got next? Right, we've got our canopy section. Right, so here's our canopy section, which I've covered up just to give them a little bit more sort of security and stuff. Looking nice and crisp, looking very sort of, can't really notice much on the scratches or any sort of nasties going on just there. We got our other one just here. I think I might have played around with these, I can't remember in something, but anyway, yeah, looking really good. Not seeing any sort of cobweb effects on these as well, looking rather nice and shiny. Another piece just there, probably some navigation lights and stuff, but looking rather cool. So let's take a look at instructions and decals. So we've got a nice set of instructions just here, which are probably printed by Cartograph, which I will just check because they don't normally put it on the decals, they normally put it on the box art, which I'm not actually seeing actually. So unknown what these decals are, but they are looking rather cool. If we just bring you in, we do have all the lovely stencils just here. Nice roundels, looking nice, good colour, looking nicely in registry. We do have this checkered formation pattern that goes on the tail end of things. Hopefully they're going to fit nice, because you know, it's a bit of a sort of almost a wraparound thing, so you're probably going to have to be careful there, probably going a little bit advanced on the whole decaling when you have to sort of do wraparounds and stuff, which if you've been watching the Enterprise build, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, looking all good. The small print is, you know, kind of almost sort of readable, right? A little bit maybe sort of hard to see, bringing a bit closer, but looks rather good. So decals do look good. Hopefully they are by Cartograph. But then let's have a look at the instructions. Well, first off, buried inside here we do have our markings. So our markings, we've got two sets of markings, good quality paper, nicely printed in colour, right? And what do we have here? We have the 324 Squadron. Nice sort of two camo stage pattern just here. This is the Netherlands Air Force. Underside, I do believe that's, oh, it's a silver natural metal finish. That one might be an interesting one to do. But then what we do have is the, I think it's the Royal Air Force version, where again, natural metal finish underneath, two coloured camo pattern. But then you do have that sort of bit of a wraparound sort of decaling going on with the tail section. So that might be a little bit tricky to do, so if you're a beginner, maybe go for the Netherlands one if you wanted to do that. But nice good of colour call-outs and where all the decals are and stuff, right? So starting off with the instructions, we do have, as you can see, we've got the two types of, let's get you on camera a little bit better, there you go. We do have the two types of ejector seats here, ones with photo etch, sorry not photo etch, with sort of moulded seat belts on there, so it does give you that option, aftermarket parts, pilots, all that kind of stuff. Cockpit looking pretty sort of easy to follow. Does look like we have decals as well for the instrument display panel. Let's see if we can find them decals. Just found them right there, right in the corner. Hopefully you can see there you go, some nice decals if you want to put them on. Right, so that's kind of cool that they've added that, but looks pretty sort of simple, easy to follow, nicely laid out, telling you where to drill, where it's needed. Doesn't look like we're going to have much sort of problems with this at all. Oh, he wants a 20 gram worth of weight to be put sort of almost in the nose section. I mean, if you can get it further to the nose section rather than behind the cockpit area, you might get away with putting less weight in, right? Because that weight is, you know, a little bit on the fair back in the fuselage section, but still. Engine section looking good. This one's kind of interesting how it goes down. I mean, I don't know how well you can see that, but let's maybe get you on this camera. You could sort of see how the fuselage, normally it's like, you know, it comes down and it's pretty sort of straight, but this is almost like coming into a point, almost V-shaped ish. Might be a bit interesting, maybe slight fit issues there, so just maybe take your time. I mean, probably isn't, but just, you know, double check. Again, you've got the option to have the fuel tanks in. Looks like there's going to be nice detail in around the wheel well. The way that's all being built up looks quite good. Moving along, looks like you can have ailerons and flaps and stuff in all sorts of moving positions. So again, good options. Landing gear up or down, always a good one, pretty standard, but still it's always nice to know. Moving along, air brakes, that's also a good one as well. Canopy, that's open or closed as well, so again, more options going on there. Then we have a quite a big extensive stencil selection just here. I mean, you can sort of see packed full on there. Even on the decals here, you can sort of see loads and loads of stencils to go on here. I know they're a pain sometimes, but they do kind of look good when you get them all down. Right, and there you go, loads and loads of stencils. So all in all, looks like a good kit. I mean, for £37, brand spanking new for 2019, does look like a good kit. If I was to criticize it a little bit, I mean, maybe the surface detail is slightly lacking. It could have done with a bit more surface detail, but apart from that, I mean, surface detail, easy to go around with, like sort of some rivet makers and just make a load of rivets, and that would spice that up a hell of a lot more and make that surface detail pretty nice. And it is quite easy. I've done it loads of times with Airfix kits actually. They do seem to sort of lack on the recessed rivets. But their recessed panel lines are normally pretty good, and making recessed rivets, it's not that hard, and it does really spice it up and makes it look rather cool. So in that sense, it's maybe I'm just being a little bit picky, but other than that, looks like a really good kit. Decals look fantastic. Wasn't too much on the whole rivet section. Canopy section looks good. Apart from that, you know, looking a pretty fantastic kit. Not a bad price with 1/48 scale. So all in all, a big thumbs up for Airfix's Hawker Hunter F.6. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. So until next time, my name is Bob Waldron. This is Genesis Models, and I'll catch you later.